What's up, everybody? This is Ed. We're back with another video, and this is gonna be a little quick one. I just wanted to, talk some shit a little bit. So, you got the holidays coming up, so whether people want to be pro-black about it or what, motherfuckers still get some days off. So that is what it is. I'm sitting there watching the Duke game, also trying to check to see what Carmelo is out doing. So I'm gonna talk this shit for a little bit. But anyway, so make sure you check in with a like. I don't really expect a whole bunch of people to be on. Shout out to Jada Black. I was just listening to his stream, just shooting the shit. Shout out to Duke being number one. But anyway, what I want to do is just break down, have a little bit of conversation about fake outrage. One of my pet peeves out here really is whether it's women or men or whatever, it's just people having fake outrage over bullshit. It's like they get overly, they go into hysteria about shit, and it's really a part of, yeah, what's up, roast master, what's up, super triz. It's really a form of having ADD. Like, so let me give a couple of examples. So let's take the most of the motherfuckers on this bitch, a lot of times in there, some of them are older, but really a lot of us are in our late 20s, early 30s. So people like to look at stuff now and try to apply things back in the day as to what's now. When I say back in the day, I'm talking even like 10, 15 years ago, where motherfuckers will sit here and like they would just talk about Jay-Z with Beyonce. Like, oh, Jay-Z is 30 and Beyonce's 18. Or, oh my God, I can't believe that, Jay-Z and Dame Dash dated Aaliyah and Foxy Brown and they were 16 or 17. Or it's just like rumor with Tiana Trump, the porn star. And she's calling out one of these fucking basketball players in NBA, tweeting some shit, and then the mother was like, well, when she was 16 years old, she got with an Indiana Pacer, as if, and the motherfucker was actually trying to allude that that's why she got into porn. And I thought to myself, I said, motherfuckers act like these bitches don't, and I'm gonna say it just like that. Like, these motherfuckers don't be, there's no such thing as a fake ID. There's no such thing as these motherfuckers that purposely putting themselves in proximity of dudes that are older than them. I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. We were all in high school once, and this ain't on no hating shit. This is for real. The motherfuckers you can't tell shit. Can you imagine, even today? Can you imagine that if you see a motherfucker with let's say you see a chick that she's 17 to 16 years old, so that would put her at what, like a sophomore or junior, and she's with a dude that's like 23, 24. Yeah, you might say something as a dude, like, in to yourself, like, wow, but you ain't gonna say nothing to her because she ain't gonna get no kind of fuck about what you're doing. She gonna be like, mind your fucking business. That's what she's gonna say. And then later on, what she's gonna do is she's gonna play the victim, like she didn't know or whatever. Maybe not on that dude, but later on, when she's trying to throw all men under the bus, it's gonna be, oh well, this is how it started and all this bullshit. I mean, that's what it is, and it's really more about putting things in the court of public opinion and really saying, oh, and that's what y'all got to understand when it comes to corporations. Corporations don't operate on the law, they operate on court of public opinion. So what happens is that gives people the ability to basically affect corporations' money. So really, you got to realize we're living in an area. Shout out to BGS's video where he was talking about the Bolivian shit, with the corporate governance. We're living in an era where really you're governed more, especially if you're in the aristocracy, especially when it comes to entertainment. Let's just say the entertainment class, you're governed by corporate interests. That's what a lot of them fools don't really understand and can't really gain. So that's a different type of thing versus if you're wealthy and you're more behind the scenes. It's a lot harder to deal with you because you're not governed by public interest, unless it's a lot harder to blow up the spots for stuff like that, because that's not something where a lot of people are paying attention to, or it's like degrees of separation. That's why, in my opinion, it's better to be respected amongst people and in your circle, but it's much better to be wealthy and kind of more behind the scenes than it is being famous, getting your wealth from fame, and not knowing how to cash out. But that's the first thing that came to mind. That's not the only thing I'm gonna talk about. Even with the Jason Garrett shit, you got all this fucking hysteria with that shit where motherfuckers are just losing their minds as if they don't watch a hockey game and see that shit all the time, as if they don't see that shit even in baseball all the time. But whenever it's like, as Mr. Fantastic said, whenever it's black men doing some shit, motherfuckers lose their goddamn mind. And it's because it gives them permission to access a certain part of them that is taboo to access. It allows them to kind of scratch that itch that they otherwise want to scratch, you know. So it's kind of like when I look at people like that and I hear them going off on stupid shit, like even with the FBA shit or the ADO shit, where motherfuckers want to always get an issue with ADOs and they talk about, oh, well, you hate immigrants, you do this, you do that. I'm like, no, you know good well that's not what it is, because y'all wouldn't be able to do what y'all wouldn't be able to get in here to the extent you've been able to get. If motherfuckers were really looking at y'all like that, y'all wouldn't be able to do that. It's this fake outrage that people try to use to be a victim, and that's usually it's a white person tactic, and it's actually how white people perceive um what black people are doing. We talk about race, so they use that as kind of a method of trying to shut down the shit that we're doing, because and that's how, and you see that's how they do it. It's how alphabet community does it. That's how everybody else does. They play this victim role. But yeah, man, that shit really got on my nerves because and you got to realize, you got to be fair, you got females that are younger, with all their, like when I say younger, I mean they're like 20, they don't know shit. I mean, if you're under 25, and really if you're a female, in my opinion, you like under like, usually if you under like 25, you don't know shit. And even if you are, chances are that depends on what your emotional maturity is. But even with these dudes, when these dudes want to say the same shit and they want to talk about pedosphere and shit like that, usually when I hear dudes talk that kind of shit, those are usually the same dudes that they were around motherfuckers that were like that. It's funny how people want to talk about, oh man, I was in the street and all of that, acting like that shit ain't a part of it. They like to romanticize the street and acting like the urban environments is not where the main place this shit like that happens, because you're dealing with so many people, so it's harder to deal with, and they want to act like they were the one dude that was holding it down and all this other bullshit. But yeah, I mean, if you go back in the 80s, the 90s, you saw stuff like that all the time. And I'm not, justifying anything, because I'm not dating motherfuckers. I don't date motherfuckers really just under really 22. If I go that low, because the way you dealing with people's emotional maturity is usually of a kid at this point anyway. So my point is, this thing always goes one way, as if these girls are not out here trying to be grown. See, back in the day, folks knew that. Oh, you trying to be too fast. You trying to be too fast. And the older women would check the younger women on that. See, now that's gone. So now it's the women are being like fast with a supercharger and a turbocharger. But at the same time, ain't nobody telling these females to cut that shit out. What they're being told is they're a victim. They're being told you're a victim for decisions for series of. I'm not justifying nothing a dude does, but at the end of the day, as far as I'm fucking concerned, that should be a misdemeanor to have a fake ID. That, like, really, you should get tagged for that shit. Like, that should be something that should be on your record. You being caught with a fucking fake ID. It really should. But see, they're not going to do that, because who's the ones getting fake IDs? It's mainly females. Because dudes are just gonna be slick. Like, dudes are not gonna get a fake ID usually to go buy alcohol. They'll just go get somebody else to buy it for them. That's the game that gets played. Like, hey, they got older brothers or siblings and stuff like that. That's the game they're gonna play. It's mainly females that are getting fake ID. Yeah, computer geek. My thing is, if this game where, and again, you got to remember, the money is in allowing people to get into emotional states like this, because it takes sides. It's the same thing. Like, look, say what you want to about Roseanne. I think Roseanne should have lost her fucking show? Probably not. But at the same time, that was the same motherfuckers. That shit. But guess what? And now that you think about it, if you look at actually what happened with what's the dude that directed Guardians of the Galaxy? He ended up winning at the end of the day. because he ended up getting access to multiple universes and multiple deals. So he actually accelerated his shit. But this fucking cancel culture bullshit is crazy. It really is, man, and it gets on my fucking nerves. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that be fake, and they get mad over the stupidest shit. Like even with this Tariq Nasheed, like foundational Black Americans, now people are starting to put out receipts that Ados was not original to Tony and Yvette, that they stole that from an older dude. Like so stuff. So remember, shit is always gonna come out. Even the shit with Trump, where like the Democrats out here trying to impeach and they trying to blow up the Ukrainian shit, and I'm like, no. At the end of the day, y'all can't beat Trump. So that's why y'all are trying to get him impeached because y'all can't beat him. Let's call that in. And I love that video BGS did because it really broke down. It was a video he uploaded for somebody else talking, and it really broke down like a lot of the stuff that goes behind the thing. So usually people people are so focused on what happens on the surface, they don't understand what's behind the thing that causes the thing. So usually the shit that you see in the surface ain't nothing that's really going on. All that fake outrage bullshit, that's even less than what's going on. These are the same fucking hoes that are gonna talk about there being sex trafficking, the same hoes that next thing you know they want to talk about their sex workers. It's pretty much what the fuck they want to do until they don't till it's accountability. Now they just want to point the finger somewhere else. It really is. Nah, folks are trying to act like 18 is not legal. And at the end of the day, what it's really trying to do is people are trying to say that you're a perv. I mean, like Keisha Cole is 38 years old last time I checked. Let me be clear so I'm giving accurate information. Yes, she is 38 years old and she had a baby with a 23-year-old. I mean, she can do her, but let's not like let's not act like Keisha Cole has failed. It has not failed. These women are getting basically young dudes that don't know shit and ain't shit, and basically only there for pussy. You gotta remember that dude is in a good situation. He's there for pussy, and basically she probably taking care of him. Which when a female that's no different. That's tricking. That is tricking, and that's tricking when you got a pussy. And I mean, you 38 years old and famous. It's like really, right? Really, and it's plenty of women doing that. It's like plenty of women doing that dating, and that's fine. But the point is, it's this emotionalism that folks really try to, remember R. Kelly. The women will still fuck with R. Kelly till this day if they could. So I mean that should just probably. I mean, look at the dude with Nicki Minaj now. They the same age, but look at what his shit is. So it's always amazing to me to see how these people come out with all this bullshit. So anyway, I was just running my mouth for a second, but anyway, I'll pop on here. Oh, then that's never what it is, and they don't folks don't understand that's to their own detriment. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out here, and with that said, in this chat, peace out, y'all, and I'll be back before too long.